Disclaimer: the following is a non-profit fan-based review. Black Clover is owned by Crunchyroll, Viz Media, Studio Pieria, TV Tokyo, Shueisha, and Yuki Tabata. Please support the official release. While Asta faces against the dragon, Yosuga battles against Heath. While battling him, we learn about his origin, his history with Ryuya, and what his magic is. And it's not what I originally thought. Hey guys, LO1997, and I'm back once again to cover page 351 of Black Clover. And in this chapter, this is the one I really want to talk about, considering it involves Yosuga and Ryuya. Not only that this chapter reveals about Yosuga's magic and what his origin is with Ryuya, but this also reveals how Ryuya attained his clairvoyance. So, how did he get it? Let's find out. The chapter starts where Asta is attacking the dragon. As he slices through its heads with his Zenton, he notices how the dragon is healing itself. Even if he has anti-magic, it's still going to regenerate, so he has to come up with something quickly. While that is happening, we look over to Yosuga's battle with Heath, and as you can see, Heath's not doing so well. Yosuga describes his moves to be so flashy, but that's all there is to it. And heck, in my opinion, before he even died, his moves were already basic at best, so it's no surprise Yosuga is handling this so well. Heath in desperation said that he can't afford to lose, as this is for Master Lucius's righteous world.
Yeah, right.
Hit the floor.
Yosuga finds this as a joke because from Heath's point of view, they're on the right. But to him, he doesn't care about that, as he's just here to cut down any enemy for the sake of their shogun. And in this next part, we're just about to see how loyal he is to Ryuya, as we're about to learn about their history. A long time ago, Yosuga was hired to become the next leader of Kosho. He was considered to be the strongest at a young age, and that no one across the land would ever stand against him. Except for one, the heir of Gosho himself, Ryuya. At the time, Ryuya was the only one that can able to be on equal footing with Yosuga, and since then, they had become rivals to see who would be the next shogun. You know, the more I think about it, the rivalry almost parallels between Asta and Yuno's rivalry, where one has no magic and the other has a powerful one. Although there are differences such as in terms of personality and status, but their main goals are the same nevertheless. However, by the time they both turned 17, a deadly plague spread throughout Kosho and Gosho, and those with weak Ryoku died like flies. Wait a minute, a deadly plague spreading throughout the land and affecting people. Why does that sound familiar? Probably best not to talk about that. Anyways, the only cure that can be able to save them is the soul quickening grass, but the problem is that it's extinct. So how do they find the herb? By using the land's ancient power, the Tengetsu, or as we now know it as, the clairvoyance. I think we all know where this is going. In order to attain it, it has to be the one that has the strongest Ryoku. Ryuya and Yosuga are the prime candidates. However, it comes at a cost. Once they attain the eye, they will lose all their Ryoku. So of course, Yosuga is afraid of doing it because since he's the strongest, he doesn't want to risk losing his Ryoku and rather just let those with weak Ryoku die. So instead, Ryuya takes the risk of losing his Ryoku and obtains the eye. You know, ever since I saw Ichika's backstory, I just been questioning on when and how did Ryuya attain his clairvoyance. The obvious answer to when is after the Yami clan's massacre, but for the how, I originally thought it was going to be a contract with the devil and his all-seeing eye was a devil's eye, but this chapter confirms that it wasn't the case. Although that's not to say that it couldn't be devil related, because it's possible, but we'll just have to see. Anyways, to sum up, Ryu attains the Tengetsu, finds the herb, and saves the people. But with his Ryoku gone, he was no longer considered Yosuga's rival and he was deeply upset. But despite losing his magic, Ryuya hasn't changed as he continues to help people throughout the land, even gets a lot of followers, which we now know them as the Ryozan. By the time it was announced of who would be the next shogun, originally they wanted Yosuga to be the next shogun. Despite Ryuya being the most favorite and popular candidate, he didn't have any magic anymore, and with Yosuga being the strongest one left, it makes sense that he will be the one to be the next shogun, right? Well, actually, Yosuga turns down the offer and instead acknowledges Ryu as the shogun. Yosuga instead becomes the 7th member of the Ryuzen, which brings us to today. I have to say, this chapter so far really subverted my expectations. The fact that we got the reveal on how Ryu got his Tengetsu, up to how much Yosuga acknowledged him as the shogun, it really shows you just how loyal he is and he will do anything for him. And speaking of which... we cut back to the present where Heath is shocked by how impermeable Yosuga is against his ice magic. The reason for that is because of the type of magic he has. When I first saw this, I was surprised, but then started to realize that this magic suits him better than I originally thought. So instead of fire or gravity, it's instead Iron no Jutsu, Iron God of War.
Oh, I was way off.
And can I just say, I love this design for him. He looks so badass in that iron-like armor, and now I get why he's the strongest of them all, because he's literally an Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
Sorry about that. That reference is just too good to pass up. I just had to do it. Back to the battle, Yosuga charges towards Heath and uses his Zenten to slice him. Although for this case, unlike with Lily or Yor, he looks like he's going to die again, because keep in mind, this is not anti-magic, alright? This is regular magic, and this could possibly kill him. So the chances for Heath surviving this is 50-50. And Yosuga tells him that he is the strongest, but Ryu on the other hand is the greatest. The chapter ends with Ryuya giving out his speech to his top mages and encouraging them to take down the dragon. The Ryuzens are encouraged, and Yosuga, now back to normal, remarks on how Asta is on this almost on the same level as Ryuya and says that let's make a man out of him. This was the best chapter I ever read. From Ryu and Yosuga's rivalry up to Yosuga's iron magic, it was just amazing. This also reveals on how Ryu attained his Tengetsu. But again, like I said, this could be also devil related if we're going with that route. But at this point, I really don't think so. But we'll just see, alright? As for Yosuga's iron magic, while I was right before about the first 3 and half right on the 4th one, I was wrong for Yosuga. I originally thought it was going to be fire or even gravity because of the element fiend the Ryuzens have, but I never actually took the account that he has iron too. But I'm still glad with the results though. The only member now left is with Fujios, but by the end of the chapter, I think we can all guess what his magic is. With the tree above it, I think his is basically the world tree magic like William's, so that could be a given. But what do you guys think? Is there anything I may have missed or mistaken when covering the chapter? Please say so in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified for the next chapter, alright? Thanks again for watching. I hope to see you guys next time, alright? Peace!